All right, ladies and gentlemen of D-Class personnel, sit down. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Commander, and I'm going to be briefing you on the SCP you're about to go study, so pay attention. What we're looking at today, SCP-1961, Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-1961 is stored in Research Bay 12 at Site 22 under Standard Keycard Level Security. SCP-1961 is only to be used for experiments on D-Class personnel with the approval of Level 3 or higher research staff. Conversion of other Foundation staff is suspended by O5 order, as are requests for SCP-1961 usage by any non-Foundation organization regardless of clearance level. Any person processed through SCP-1961 is considered an instance of SCP-1961-1. Merged instances of -1 become -2. Containment staff should be aware that while SCP-1961 itself is safe, -1 and -2 are Euclid class. If it is necessary to terminate a specimen of either -1 or -2, fire or dissolution in acid are the recommended means. Personnel guarding -1 or -2 will therefore be issued flamethrowers. -1 subjects are required to wear Type 47B containment suits when in the presence of Foundation staff. Other instances of -1 or any instance of SCP-1961-2, unless direct exposure is required for experimentation. D-Class personnel converted to -1 are exempt from monthly termination but subject to all other D-Class restrictions and should be considered a higher escape risk. -2 specimens acquire greater strength in proportion to their size, and larger subjects should be handled with appropriate caution. Converted Foundation staff should be considered of questionable loyalty and subject to Security Protocol 10C. Instances of -1 and -2 are contained in a standard maintenance restraint area for live specimens. Description: SCP-1961 is a 2.5 meter by 1.5 meter by 1.5 meter mirrored booth composed of wood, steel, and data expunged. It is designed to emit a mixture of and radiation and concentrate the rays on a human subject previously injected with data expunged and processed SCP-2408-1 blood. This is in document 1961-P3, and you can refer to this document for synthesis and administration instructions. Use of SCP-1961 is fatal to subjects who have not been prepared with the appropriate injections. SCP-1961 processing is not reversible. The intent of the procedure is to give the treated subject the power to modify his or her physical form at will and maintain the change voluntarily for an indefinite period. The SCP-1961 procedure is only partially successful. Treated subjects, hereafter referred to as -1, adopt an amorphous form composed of their original mass converted to a substance resembling protoplasm. Despite the lack of recognizable vital organs, -1 subjects retain their intelligence and personality in their new form. -1 subjects can learn to shape themselves into any form that conserves mass. This is not an innate skill, and there's a wide variance in talent among individual subjects. Approximately 40% have eventual success in simulating a human form. -1 subjects may assume the form of non-human or even anomalous beings. However, they gain no additional strength or special abilities when doing so. Form conversion is physically tiring, and -1 subjects have not been able to retain human form for a period longer than 4 hours, requiring at least 8 hours in amorphous form before another attempt can be made. Subjects are also likely to lose cohesiveness when angry, startled, or forced to concentrate deeply on another task. -1 subjects are typically contained within waterproof environmental suits. This prevents unauthorized interactions between specimens, as well as allowing subjects to maintain a somewhat human appearance and a fully human appearance by learning to convert their head and hands. -1 subjects can merge with each other to form larger amorphous forms designated as -2. The merger process is voluntary, but apparently not reversible. It is unknown how many individuals can merge into a -2 colony. The largest under containment has Theoretically, there is no limit to the size of a -2 specimen. -2 colonies lose the ability to transform into recognizable forms and either cannot or will not communicate with Foundation personnel. -1 subjects can silently communicate with -2 specimens by unknown means and claim that -2 specimens are in a state of communion and retain aspects of their intelligence. A complex set of relationships between -1 and -2 subjects has developed, poorly understood by Foundation researchers. -1 subjects have been notably uncooperative in explaining this aspect of their development. Due to the lack of blood and vital organs, both -1 and -2 specimens are substantially more resistant than humans to trauma and hostile environments. Although initially developed for espionage activities, -1 specimens have been under consideration for both combat activities and exploration of areas difficult for humans to safely access. If they can be adequately controlled, -2 specimens may be suitable for manual labor in similar environments. Analysis of -1 and -2 cellular structure suggests specimens should be capable of reproduction through binary fission. However, no specimen in Foundation custody has been observed doing so. Addendum: SCP-1961 was developed by the research group for the with semi-official access to certain Foundation materials. Object was transferred to Foundation control after the results were deemed too dangerous to be used by Redacted. Ongoing research has been monitored by Redacted, and continued Foundation control has been in dispute for years. Now, this is for O5 eyes only. I went ahead and got you access to this. This is a message from Dr. former director of SCP-1961 research to the O5 committee. From Dr. to O5 subject, SCP-1961. I am well aware that the O5 committee will do as it pleases, and I can only make suggestions, but I hope these will be taken under serious consideration. I request immediate transfer from SCP-1961 and recommend that all research on it be halted. If we wish to do what is best for humanity, SCP-1961 should be destroyed and all specimens of -1 and -2 terminated. General would have an army of -1 units supported by teams of -2. He is insane. -1 specimens are not spies, super soldiers, or our personnel given useful powers. They will turn against us at the first opportunity. The Foundation should not have helped create them, and we are damned if we continue. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was SCP-1961. You are dismissed.